do you want to talk about? What's going on? I followed it a little bit vaguely. I might not have all of the news coverage, at least from the top of my head. I did watch a few things about Halo Infinite. I was shocked to read that. You were also on about that. That's
Yep.
something that that's disturbing. When I read that, I was like, okay, something is definitely wrong. The question is, I'd say, to a point, and I'm like, okay, where are you guys development wise? I
What's
might
the status on the
not
game?
have
You
all
know,
of
what are we looking at?
the news
That's
coverage, at
something I'm
least.
really curious about, and what are they going to present the next time round when they're going to show that game again? You know,
Right.
because I'm like, dude, this is not good, man. When you read that, and I'm like, folks, there's not an how do you say that? There's not a good planning that's been um, done on the game, or organization wise, whatever you want to call it. Something is not good, you know.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, of course.
if you knew that the game was that bad, and of course you know. I mean, you're developers, you're on top of your project, and you know it's not in a showable state, you know, or even a playable state at that for that matter. Eh? It might be still in an alpha stage or a beta stage. I mean, for God's sake, man, these people are developers that have been making games for decades, and you don't know in what kind of state or shape your product is, and you're going to sign off and show it anyway. That's not a good sign, man.
No, it is
If this
not.
comes from, let's say, I'm going to mention two names here. Eh? Let's just say Satya Nadella, or even to a certain extent, and I'm actually more willing to believe that Phil Spencer signed off on this shit. That means you're not in touch with gaming, man, at all. If that's the case,
Trust me, a
then
lot
we
of
have a
people aren't.
problem.
A lot of people aren't.
Then we have a problem. I mean, I say we have a problem. I'd say Xbox fans or Xbox in general has a problem. That means you don't have a quality control that's up to scratch.
Right.
You have a problem. You know, and I've been
Damn it.
saying that for years when I was kind of disappointed when I was on X1X, you know, back in the day. I still have the son of a bitch upstairs in the box, where it's going to remain for a long, long time. I'm still pissed at him, but that's a different story altogether. I'm not going to bother you with that on a chillcast.
Hey, no
But
worries, dude. No worries. I'm just trying to. I forgot that
I'm
I have
like,
to figure out
man,
how to
what the
push the
hell is
talk
going
on.
on there? You
Oh,
know?
I keep forgetting. I have to fucking figure out how to push the talk on fucking Streamlabs, man, because I keep forgetting that because on here and
Yeah.
then my audio like picks up constantly on the stream, but I have it on push the talk on Discord. So hold
Yeah,
on a minute.
do your thingy. So I'm
Uh,
actually today was my free day actually. Today is Friday for me. It's now after 6 o'clock in the evening, so I got plenty of time, man. Tomorrow is Saturday. Sunday is of course Mother's Day,
hey, no
and
worries.
Monday till Wednesday I have work, and then Thursday and Friday I'm actually off again. So I got a long weekend ahead of me. So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
But other than that, I've been following the news a little bit on a side, on a side notice, you could say, or a sidestep, whatever you want to call it. And I've been seeing some weird developments. You know, I'm like, something's not right, you know, in the gaming landscape. And like you said, the roguelike games, if we're looking at Hades and Returnal, that's maybe a shining light in the gaming community. It's still not enough. We still have a long way to go. Um, and in that
Oops.
respect, I'm also going to sidetrack a little bit towards Battlefield 6. The question is, how is that game going to develop, and to a certain extent, is that game going to feature microtransactions or not? I kind of hope it doesn't. But then again, we're talking EA, so you never know. Um, what else is interesting to talk about? The integration, of course, with Discord.
Oh yeah, that yeah.
That Sony now has acquired them.
And
That's
you know
also
what? Fuck it.
interesting to see.
I'll have to figure it out later.
So we'll have to see how that unfolds,
Right. Yeah.
and how they're going to integrate that. I'm actually happy that they're not bought, of course, by Sony, but they got a minority stake in them.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I'm actually glad that they got a minority stake in them, than instead of Microsoft buying them. Because no disrespect towards you, Fatal, but Microsoft doesn't stand, in my opinion, they don't stand for gaming at all.
Yeah. No, they
That's
don't.
how
Yeah.
I feel.
Yep.
That's how I feel. I'm sorry to say that, man.
Yeah. No worries.
And believe
Why are
me,
you apologizing to me? You're fine.
I'm just saying that from my perspective. But here's the thing. Um, here's the thing. When I was at Xbox, and I used to be there for a long, long time, man. when they first came out with the first Xbox, you know.
Right.
You can still look up my gamer tag. I shared it once here on the Discord. If people can remember my name or look me up, it's the same as on my PSN, you know, or the same as my Discord name. You might be able to find me. There's a Gears of War logo on it attached, and I've been there for over a decade, you know. And I've seen them grow and I've seen them come up, you know, and I've experienced the first Xbox. I've experienced the 360. Those were the heydays pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the lows with Xbox One. I even tried an Xbox One X, and after that, I was like, I had enough. I'm done. I'm done. And it's disappointing to say that though, because at first it was believe it or not, it was like I'd say a second home to call. You know, it used to be the place where I used to play my games with people that I played with and know of. Some of them even migrated with me alongside also to PlayStation. And it's just a shame to see that go down the drain, you know. And it used to be a place that we used to love, man. We used to be
Right.
playing Gears of War all the time, Call of Duty, some racing games. We used to play Need for Speed on there. Heck, even some single player action games. You know, we used to play our own single player games separate from one another in the same party, but we used to talk, you know, but still enjoy our games. It's a shame that came to an end, man.
Oh,
It's a shame.
I wouldn't really say it came to an end. I would definitely say along the lines that a lot of people just changed their views and perception on gaming. And to be fair, I mean, regardless of what I may say on the contrary in the chat or on social media or whatever,
Oh,
like I can't even deny the fact that a lot of people have shifted their own turn, like their own like tunes on gaming and whatever the case may be. And I don't blame them, but it's a real shame that it took literally a lot of these developers to wake a lot of these motherfuckers up. And that's the sad reality of things,
that's
man. Because, I
true.
mean, look how many times we've seen developers, like, fucking us over and using us as fucking money schemes and whatever the case may be from the
Oh my
360
god, I
era
got a big.
up until this
I was
point.
gonna say the 360 era. When I can use a nice example, and I'm pretty sure you know of that one as well. Remember the Oblivion with the horse armor, right?
Right.
The $3 horse armor or $2. It was a fucking cosmetic, and people bought into that, man. That's just sad, you know, if you see that. And I'm like, come on, man.
It's very, very sad.
But it all started with that though, with DLCs and microtransactions and that kind of stuff. It all started in the 360 era, and like you said, developers were actually responsible for that behavior. But more worse in that situation, I'd say gamers are responsible for the situation that we have today. You can't even blame these developers, man. They just put out a carrot in front of a mule, and they were like, you know what? You're gonna keep following the carrot. I'm gonna make a nicer and fatter and juicier carrot for you, and you're still gonna follow that bitch. You still wanna bite it, you know, but you
Yeah, of
ain't gonna have
course.
a bite at it.
Yep.
It's that simple. And they kept going for that fucking carrot, and it didn't stop, man. I mean, take a look at these days, in 2021, fucking Fortnite is still doing the business, man, for Epic. I mean, get a load of that, man.
Well, yeah, dude. Like, fucking Fortnite rocked in so many cash, like so much cash for them, dude. Like, I found out because I didn't really pay attention
Unbelievable.
to anything PC related
And,
because I didn't
and,
like, you know what I
and
mean?
what makes it worse, now that we're actually on that topic, I'm gonna latch in onto you for that for a second. Fortnite, and I'm ashamed to say that, man. And I look at my PS brethren, and sisters, fucking 50% of that money, Sony fans are responsible for that success that Fortnite has garnered, man.
Well,
fifty
yeah.
percent, man. That
What do
is
you
fucking a
expect, man?
lot.
What do you expect?
Jesus.
But
And I think the low entry barrier, of course, for and that must have definitely helped. I mean, you don't need PS Plus to play Fortnite, and that
no,
must have definitely helped, though.
no, you don't need
But that's
Fortnite.
that. It's a
Well,
shocking number, though.
yeah, but the thing of it is, here's the thing, man. Like when a company like that creates a game that took off that fucking like that quickly, like they dropped all of their fucking projects that Epic was working on. Like
Yeah.
Unreal Tournament is fucking unfinished, and developers
Hey,
will
I
never
was
come
gonna,
back to that game again, even though it's still on
I
the
was
goddamn
gonna
Epic
say,
fucking store, which is
yeah, yeah.
pisses me off beyond anything.
I,
But
w-
it's like,
I,
man,
I'm a,
nah, man.
I'm a big fan, yo, from Epic back in the day. That was
As to am I, yeah,
before
as to am I as
Fortnite,
well.
even before Fortnite was even a twinkle in anyone's goddamn fucking eye. You know. Sorry about that, though. Sorry about the cuss. But
Why
here's
would
the
you say
thing.
sorry about that? This is my channel. Swearing's allowed.
Yeah, okay.
Fuck the chat.
Okay,
There you
cool.
go.
Yes, exactly. Fuck that shit. But anyway, so back in the day, I had a ton of respect for Epic, man. I used to be eating up Unreal Tournament like a motherfucker, man. Even the single player Unreal, I still have my boxed copy for the PC. I still have it here. God knows I still need to buy a decent PC, but that's something for later down the line.
Right.
But um, it's just heartbreaking to see that they had an Unreal Tournament in development. And believe me, I think people can look that information up. They had it up and running, eh? And when Fortnite took off, I believe that was in 2018 or 19, or maybe even before that. They had the project, but then when the numbers came in for Fortnite, they were like, "Yeah, drop all priorities, drop this shit. We cancel this bitch, and we up on Fortnite." That was heartbreaking to see, man, because the game was pretty much far along. If I had to put a percentage on that, I'd say 70 to 80% of that code was pretty much finished. They only need to do the other 10 to 20% to actually finish off the game, with tweaking and bugs and game playability and whatnot and controllability, just to keep it up and running and maybe tweak it a little bit further, that it keeps a consistent frame rate and that kind of stuff.
Right.
It's just sad to see that they canceled it. And I was like, damn, man. And believe me, if they had that game coming out on day one, I'd snag a copy for it, man, for the PS4. Believe me.
Of course you would.
Even if I have to get it on my Steam account, heck, I would fire that bitch up. I still know my password, folks, even though I'm not on my PC. I'd buy that bitch, man, and be like, one day I'm actually gonna play it. That was the one game and the one developer that had that respect for me, man, and that's all gone now. That's all gone. Man, and it looked fucking fantastic though. What they showed, it's just a shame that it, man, fucking Fortnite, fucking hate it, man.
But that's the thing, though, man. But I mean, okay. To be honest, man, as much as I don't give a fuck about Fortnite at the end of the day, I do have to respect it in the sense that the Battle Royale aspect, man, came out of that game, or that version of Battle Royale, I should say, for Fortnite, came out at the perfect time. The perfect time. Because at the time, fucking PUBG and H1Z1 was only ever on PC, right? So Fortnite really ushered in that console fucking experience, man. Made it easier for kids to pick up and play and get into it. And also, advanced too as well for builders and whatever the case would be. Because I see some crazy shit from streamers that has played that fucking piece of shit. And, dude, I can't do that over and over and over again. If I wanted to do something like that, I'll just play COD and be done with it, you know what I mean? Because, you do the same shit in Call of Duty 2 as well, minus the building aspect.
True. Well, if I look at for me, it's been years that I haven't touched a Call of Duty game for a while. I mean, after Modern Warfare 2, and believe it or not, on the 360 days when it was still there in 2009,
right?
That was actually, technically speaking, the last Call of Duty that I ever played, though. I only touched the Call of Duty back in 2015 on advice of an English mate of mine to actually give Advanced Warfighter or Warfare a chance, but that game just sucked, man. That was not Call of Duty as how I remembered it,
Right.
So I bought the Cold War because I was actually impressed by the single player campaign that they showed off in the June showcase when the PS5 was announced, right?
Right.
And I'm happy to say that's a Call of Duty that kind of reminds me back of the day when Call of Duty was still good, the Modern Warfare 2 era, if you would like to call it like that.
Yeah, no,
that was a good game.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean, dude. I have a love-hate relationship when it comes to Kakabuki. You know what I mean? I loved fucking Black Ops 1. Black Ops 2 was great, too, as well. Fucking, even World at War. You know what I mean? I liked a lot of the old school shit, but then when we started getting into, the more, modernized, and then into the futuristic wise with, Black Ops 3 and all that shit, dude, man, the series went to shit. It went to complete and utter garbage.
I was going to say, they took too much of a cue from Unreal Tournament, and I was like, don't do that, man. That's not what Call of Duty is, man. Don't
no, it's not what Call of Duty is.
Unreal Tournament and try to execute it in your game. It's not going to work. And Advanced Warfighter showed that to me in a big way. And I was like, nah, man, this is not working. Damn, man.
No, I'm with you on that, dude. Like I said, dude, man, it gets tiresome. But I mean, the fact they have to come out with one every fucking year because that's how Activision makes its quota. That game literally brings in the most money for them.
Yeah, true. It makes them the money, sure.
Right.
I'm not going to knock on that, but at a certain point, you have to be here's the thing. as a developer, I'm pretty sure these guys and women that are actually employed at such a company, I'm pretty sure they want to build their own stuff. But the reality, of course, is that the publisher is the one that's calling the shots. That's the problem. These developers, even though they have an idea or a vision that they want to build their game that they would like to build, they're never going to be able to execute that vision because the publisher's always hanging above them and be like, hey, look, man, make me this game with set microtransactions
Right.
and sort that out. And that's what I want to see in the game. That's the whole problem, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying to you. And like, it's the reason why like I'm getting tired of all the third party AAA shit, man. Because fucking they're not doing risks, but what they're doing is they're taking risks on finding ways to get your fucking money out of your wallet.
Exactly.
That's what they're doing.
That's what they're innovating in that way. But it's like innovating of getting more money out of your pocket. That's no innovation
Precisely,
for me,
yeah.
man. I wanna see the next new best thing. You know, I always when I say that. The image that I have in my mind, and I'm pretty sure maybe some of your followers on your Chillcast, or maybe you might know it, when I mentioned that what's that called, that Project Awakening, you know, the guy fighting with that big lizard in his brown armor with the sword, right?
Right.
That lizard there thingy. That's something new, something fresh that I want to play, you know, something like that.
I mean, yeah, it like graphically wise looks good. But the gameplay to me,
apart from the graphics,
I mean, well, apart from that,
gameplay,
like
of course-
the gameplay to me is, I feel like that game is going to be nothing more than a fucking Souls clone, dude. Just maybe not as good. Like that's
I
what
hope
I'm
not,
seeing
no.
from it, man.
What I'm hoping was it needs to be something like, let's just say,
No, I haven't beat
type,
Hades
like,
yet, there, Prodigy.
let's just say it needs to have some sort of gameplay mechanic, like, let's say, like Zelda, you know, and I'm talking about the Super Nintendo Zelda, you know, Zelda: A Link from the Past, that you had to go
Classic.
from dungeon to dungeon, you know,
Right.
that you had a certain kind of assignment that you needed to do in that room, and if you didn't complete that room, you couldn't get out of it to go to the next one, right?
Right.
And mix that with Monster Hunter World, and that was kind of the thingy that I would love to see in Project Awakening. That's the kind of gameplay flow that I wanted to see, you know, which I'm hoping that they're still going for, but still wishful thinking. But hey, one can dream, I'd say.
Well,
But
yeah, of course.
that would be the ideal game, you know, and to actually make use of the online functions that Sony has on their PS5, and even for PC players and even for Xbox players, and make a great game, you know, out of that.
Right.
That should be doable, in my opinion. But that's what I could like to call the next best thing. You know, try something new, something refreshing. You know, don't go don't follow the tried and true method, or even trying to figure out, hey, you know what, idea A is working. We got B already up and coming. You know, with all the microtransactions. What, you know what? Let's try and execute idea C and D and whatever, you know, to see how much more money we can get out of people's pockets. It just doesn't work.
Yo, Super Nerd, man, you're never going to hear me fucking come out and say Xbox is the best box, man. Are you fucking stupid?
They could say that back in the day when they were on the 360. They could say that in that era, in that respect. But now these days, no way, no way.
Game Pass is the best pass. Yeah, I will definitely say something like that for sure. Nah, I don't even need to say that shit. Game Pass speaks for itself.
Game Pass.
Hey man, everybody knows, man, how much I love that fucking service, bro. But at the same time,
I was gonna say, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that one. All I'm gonna say on that is, the direction where they're going in, and like I said, you get what you pay for. Keep
Right.
that saying in mind, and that's gonna be it's gonna bite a lot of people back in their ass down the line. And I'm not gonna say that for this year, so I'm gonna save my rant for that moment. You'll hear from me when that time comes. You'll hear from me.
Yeah, you'll hear from me. He says.
I was gonna say, but anyway,
Yeah, no
keep
worries,
it
you're
light
good, man.
and nice here in the Chillcast. I mean, we need to respect the name, as it says, the Chillcast. So
Right.
we cool.
Yeah, no worries, dude. Like I said, like, dude, when it comes to my show, man, like, fucking speak your mind, brother. Like, I hold no fucking punches, dude, when it comes to my channel, dude. Because, like I said, I don't give a fuck about monetization, because I can't even monetize my shit anyways right now. I don't have enough subscribers. But even if I did, I wouldn't monetize my shit anyways.
Here's the thing that I wanted to say on that respect. I mean, at one point, if I look at how you represent people on Xbox, and I say that with great respect,
Appreciate
you're
that.
the one, and you're the only one that I'm like, hey, this guy is legit and actually says it how it is, what's going on the Xbox side, if it's good or bad,
Right?
you
Yeah.
know.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, if I have to look at the other guys like a Colt Eastwood or a Dealer or a Zalker, whatever you want to call these fools, they're not representative, man. And like Trash already showed in his video, they ain't playing games. So I'm like, these guys don't represent fuck all. Yeah, the only thing that they represent is more subscribers and to see if they can get more money in their monetization scheme or whatever you want to call it. These are not the guys that I would look up to, man. If I were on Xbox, these were not the guys that I would look up to, man. No fucking way.
No. Well,
No
that's what I'm
fucking way.
trying to tell people, like in the messages that I'm trying to get across to people, man, like whether it be on social media or even on my
No
YouTube
fucking.
channel. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
like I don't pay attention to any of those people on that side of the Xbox fucking side, man. I don't pay attention to Kid
They-
Smooth, even though I make fun of him. Like, but that's
It's
different
more.
though.
But if you mention him, I always get this thing in my mind. I have to say it also out loud again. The guy looks like a certain kind of misdeformed dinosaur, man. When I look at him, I don't know. That's the feeling that I get. He looks like that dinosaur from man. I forgot the name of that '80s thingy. But anyway, he looks like a dinosaur. That's what I'm gonna stick with.
He looks like a dinosaur.
He looks like a dinosaur. I'm telling you. If I can
Damn.
get that picture, he looks like a dinosaur, man. I'm telling you.
Man.
But anyway, that's
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So forget it. What else did I wanted to say? Oh yeah, the Halo Infinite situation. Yeah, we gotta talk about that, man.
Ah,
What the hell is
fuck.
going on over there? When
I was
read
dreading this conversation because I was
this
going
is
to do it
not-
myself too, but I mean, I was going to address it at some point.
I know. Let me put it this way. We might as well get it now out of the way and get the cat out of the bag.
Yeah,
me
good
put it
point.
that way.
Good point,
You know,
yeah.
at one point, it's going to come sooner or later. But this is not a good look. If you look at what's going on, like I said, this is not good when you're signing off on a project knowingly how your game is in what kind of state it is, or
Facts.
software code, I should say. I mean, like I said, these are developers that have been working on games for decades, and if anyone would know how their project is when it's ready to show, it should be them, right?
Right.
And I have a feeling, and I said that before on day one, and I'm just gonna say it again. Either not Satya Nadella or Phil Spencer signed off on this shit, and they showed it, and they were like, "Yeah, let's just show it, man. We got Halo Infinite."
Well, you saw that
That's
image that
not
came
gonna
out today, right? Like, did you see that tweet that came out today? I'm trying to see,
Yes, I saw the tweet.
fucking, I think I still have it on my desktop. Let me see if I can pull it up and I'll put it up on
Yeah.
screen. But
Oh,
fucking,
yeah.
it was a fascinating write up, man, about what Jason Schreier was like for, I guess, fucking like a translation from a
I read
fucking,
a small little piece of that.
yeah, Mandarin. Yeah, it was translated from Mandarin because the video was in Mandarin and shit.
Was a Chinese guy, Mandarin or whatever, that spoke on it. What was going on over there? And I'm like, dude, this is not good, man. This is not good.
Well, I
This is
mean,
not good at all.
as far as it being not good is like kind of an understatement in a way because like that's the thing, man.
And
Jason Schreier
I'm
tends
being
to
mild
exaggerate
here.
a lot of dumbass shit. I'm not saying he's wrong or I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying like, okay, we still have a long way to go before fucking Infinite even drops on the Xbox. I mean, granted,
That's
if they are crunching, if they are doing some crunch, whatever. Crunch thing, it happens in regular work period, like areas anyway, so that never bothered me. But at the same time, like, what they did show last year, I'm not even going to fucking damage control for that. Like, but the image that came out today, fucking, where a little bit more information came out, basically, there were features, like, fucking, that weren't even implemented into the fucking goddamn engine yet, man, when they did that fucking demo. And it's like, why even show it then? Like, you're just itching right there. Like, I get in a way why they did it, because I feel that the reason why, like, they were kind of forced in hand, because they didn't show anything during the first tease, which made sense. And then the year after, all we saw was another goddamn CGI trailer. So people were getting anxious and wanted to see. And plus, at the time, we were still a year out from fucking launch of the actual fucking next-gen consoles. You know what I mean? So, like, it just makes you wonder. It's just like, bro, come on, man, really? And, like, this is what you show us for fucking Infinite, dude? And yet, even all the, like, the newest shit that we keep seeing as far as, like, art, or not art, but, like, fucking, PC fucking concept shit like that, Yeah, it doesn't look all that great, man. But again, me personally, it doesn't bother me because I'm not a big Halo fan. I don't give a fuck about Halo like that.
I know, but here's the problem. Even though if you're not a fan or not, you cannot deny that Halo is their flagship title that moves Xbox. At least it's expected from that brand. I mean, that's the game that put Xbox on the map. It's that
Right.
simple. When the first Xbox came out in 2001, and I was there, I experienced it from day one. Hey, that was the game that sold me on the damn thing. Simple as. I mean, it goes that back far. I mean, don't underestimate it. Halo might not mean shit to you these days, but keep in mind, 2 decades ago, that was the game where Xbox started with, man. It's that simple.
No. Trust me, I respect where. Like, don't get me wrong. I respect Halo for
Xbox
what it
is
did.
Halo, man, and Halo is Xbox.
Yeah, I respect it for what it did, but at the same time, like, I mean, I'm just saying from my perspective, like, I'm not big on fucking Halo, but it is what it is. But anyways, the picture that I'm talking about, I posted it's up on the video now, so you guys should be seeing it there in the live feed. But fucking or here in a second you will be, but yeah, basically like. He was basically saying all this crap about fucking this and that, and then coming out and saying like, or the developer or the ex-employee, I should say, fucking like came out and basically stated like, hey, overall the feeling so far fucking for Halo Infinite, it should still be a good game. And like when the guy said fucking not being a masterpiece, look, Halo hasn't been a masterpiece since fucking Halo 3, my guy, like Halo 3. And fucking, so yeah, it just, like, I don't know, man. I think a lot of people are just jumping the gun, and people are worried about Halo, and I understand that. But yet, at the same time, it's just like, I'm pretty sure Microsoft is going to do everything in their willpower to make sure this game at least comes out at a decent-looking type kind of game. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, some updates probably later on are definitely going to make them, like, take advantage of the Series X side of the world, but is that going to fix their problem? No. Not at all. Oh, it booted you out. Okay, my bad there, Tornado. Let me move you back down here. There we go. Sorry about that, Tornado, man. I just saw your message, dude.
Shit. God damn it. I wanted to look at it, Figgy, but unfortunately I clicked on something.
Oh, hey, don't worry. Don't, man. You're all good. You're all good.
Okay, so I'm back.
But yeah, I mean, I want Halo to actually be successful. I mean, I also want it to be, like, good in general for a lot of the fans, and I'm hoping to God that actually does happen. But, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see.
A lot is riding on that game, though.
No, trust me. Believe me, I'm aware of that. I'm aware that there's a lot riding on that fucking, like, on that son of a bitch, too, man. But, like I said, man, will it be good? I mean, it depends on who you, like, fucking, like, it really depends, man. We'll just have to wait and see.
That is the big $1 million question, man.
Yeah.
That is something that we'll get the answer on soon enough.
Hopefully soon, yeah. And then hopefully Microsoft will eventually start getting some of these games out and whatnot. Like, the bigger titles are definitely still far off, like Fable and fucking whatever. That I can understand. But as far as, like, the other smaller titles that these same developers are making, though, too, as well, like, that's what I'm anxious to see. Like, we got confirmation yesterday from Coalition that they are working on Gears 6. And there's also another Gears project in the works, too, as well, which is probably more than likely, like my buddy said yesterday, going to be a spin-off for Gears Tactics, which I'm fucking fine with. A sequel for that? I'm down with that. And then they also got a brand new IP in the making, too, as well. So they're working on 3 projects right now. But what they're doing now is Coalition got sent in to help fucking with Halo Infinite. So that's kind of a good thing, at least when it comes to multiplayer standpoint. But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, okay. If they are like, there was a studio that used to help ID id Software also back in the day with their online portion, you know.
Right.
Was it Hammerhead? Was it Hammerhead or the other one?
I think it was Hammerhead. I think.
If they come in for that kind of piece of part of being added to the game, I can be like, okay, I'm fine with that. You know, they know their multiplayer aspect. They know how it works. But if they're brought in to actually help out with the game, then I am actually concerned. And I'm like, okay, what's going on there, you know?
Right.
In that kind of respect, eh?
Right.
Oh, there's the Prodigy.
What up, Prod?
What's up, fellas?
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, what's up? But that's the thing that I'm actually worried about. So, who knows? I'm not going to say much about that. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to sit back and watch and see what happens. I'm not going to say that much.
Now, so another thing fucking yesterday when I was playing Gears with the guys yesterday and we were discussing about fucking since we're talking about Gears Coalition and whatnot. I'll bring this up into a topic form. He said them to me yesterday, or last night when we were playing, that actually kind of stood out to me and made a lot of sense to me. I find that, and this happens with like when it comes to loyalty fans of the actual of say Gears, for example, but there's other games, other franchises too as well. Like Resident Evil has that too as well.
In general, yeah.
Yeah, but basically what he was saying to me was, it's like, okay, from Gears 1 to Gears 3, because most people will always tell you, like good or like new fans or older fans will tell you like Judgment was garbage, for a prequel, so they don't really count that one. But 1 and 3 were so good that you have like your diehard Gears fans, man, that will only ever stick to those fucking 3 games. They only stick to that, man, because they don't want nothing new. They want nothing else to change. That's Gears to them. So now they look at Gears 4 and Gears 5 as being, it doesn't feel like Gears no more. You know what I mean? But in actuality, when they say it doesn't feel like Gears anymore, they're not talking about the gameplay. They're not talking about like how stiffness it is and whatever the case may be, because that's still identical to the previous game, just a little bit more better in a way because it's more modern, right? But they say that shit because they themselves fucking don't want to admit to the fact that they don't want the game to change at all, period. They want Marcus. They want fucking Dom. They want all the original characters to be in every fucking game. You know what I mean?
Here's the problem that I have. And I used to be a big fan of the first 3, of course, when they were made by Epic. But the problem that I have when they shifted from 4 to 5...
Gears Pop was the other one.
No. The enemy
No, I was talking to somebody in the chat, sorry.
Oh, no. The enemy type changed. It wasn't the Lambent anymore. All of a sudden, you got these fishy-like creatures, and I'm like, wait a minute. That's not the enemy that these Gears characters always fought, man.
Well, yeah, because the Locust got wiped out.
That was the time when I was detached from the series, that I didn't recognize it anymore.
Well, see, but that's the thing, though, too, because, like, at the end of the 3rd game, fucking the Locusts pretty much basically get wiped out along with the
Queen.
You know what I mean? So they had to keep the game they could have ended it there and said fuck it. You know what I mean? But like the series was big enough for fucking them to keep the series going, and that's why it's still around. Like, look, a lot of people think that Gears 5 was a colossal flop. No, maybe from sales, sure. But as far as like people still playing to this day from a PC side and also even on the on Xbox, it's still pretty fucking big as far as the actual fan base that's still playing Gears 5. Like, it's ridiculous that people sit there and say that, nobody's playing Gears 5. But in actuality, that's far from true.
There are people playing it. It's just not the big numbers that it was used to be back in the day. That
is very, very true. But again,
you can't deny that.
No, I'm not denying that. But again, that also comes with the terms.
I'm a long-time fan.
Yeah.
I'm saying that as a long-time fan. I still have those copies of those games upstairs, man. God knows where they are, but I still have them. Oh, in fact, I'm actually looking at them. Yeah, they're over here on the stack. But anyway, that's a different story altogether. I still have my physical copies of these damn games here, man. I'm
right. I'm not doubting that. But what I'm saying is, like, what I'm basically saying is, like, I noticed that a lot of people that don't like 4 and 5 is because they don't like the direction that the story went. They don't like the characters, which I can totally understand, because JD was a fucking dick. He was a boring ass character.
I know the characters were well. I'd say serviceable, if that's a word I can use for. But it wasn't to a point that I actually was invested in these characters. That was actually like, hey man, how is Dom doing, or how is Coltrane doing, or Marcus, You had a certain kind of attachment to these characters,
Yeah.
And that's pretty much gone. I can't even relate to these characters. Heck, they got now a female character for Gears 5, fantastic, but I'm not even
I think
attached
Gears
to it.
5 did a good job of fleshing out the characters more. Like I feel like after Gears 5, I kind of care more about Kate's journey, and depending on the choice you made at the end.
Yeah, which I'm curious to see where they're going to go with that direction in 6.
Yeah, I'm actually, and that DLC was really solid. I'm actually excited about Gears 6. I think Coalition is a really solid developer, and they're going to really push those series systems to.
Well, that's Microsoft's best developer right now. It's not 343 no more. They never have been. Like Coalition right now is their top developer right now.
I'll put Playground there too. Playground is really good.
Well, that was before the buyout, but yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
ID now too. I mean, you got to put ID in there too.
Well, yeah, of course. Which is interesting though, because like I said, like I'm not saying that people should play 4 and 5. No, what I'm saying is, like, I've noticed that with a lot of franchises, right? Like I said, Resident Evil is another victim of that shit too as well, where you have a lot of people that only stick to the zombie era and never moved on from that. You know what I mean? They'll play 4 because they like 4 because the fact that Leon's the main character, and let's be honest, Leon is the best character in the entire franchise as far as the male side goes. But disregarding that, fucking, you have your fan base, just stick to those fucking 4 games, or that like series of games like Dead Aim and all that shit too as well in that category. Then you have the modern side, and then you have the newer side where people like, oh, this is what I want Resident Evil to be. I want it to be scary and dark and gritty and shit like that, right? It's like, well, why can't you have both? You know what I mean? Well, I don't want action in my game. But yet you love the DLC with Chris Redfield and fucking 7, and what the fuck are you doing? You're playing Call of Duty, man. Just Resident Evil style. But nobody complained about that. It's like, fuck, man, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, when it comes to fan bases, dude, it's extremely difficult, man, to draw that line of where people want to be at. You know, because obviously you're going to have your favorites, you're going to have your dislikes. I mean, fuck, every franchise is like that. You know what I mean? Gears is no exception. Like, I like 4. I don't care for the storyline too much in 4. I thought it was kind of boring. But 5 had ultimately better story and had better fucking set pieces too as well. Fun to explore and shit.
5 is good, man.
5 is this direction that I'd like to see fucking Gears go and still be Gears at the same time. Yeah, sure. We may not like some of the characters. Fine. But at least like now they're focusing more on like getting set pieces and shit like that and doing all that crap like that. And the storyline can go places in a different direction that we have no idea where the hell it can actually go. And that's what I like about games like that.
Gears 5 outsold Gears of War 4. I believe he said that in one of the
Well, I mean, we can go based on what Phil Spencer says, but let's be honest here, though, Prod. How many times this motherfucker talks shit and just talk shit?
On, man.
But again, regardless of that, though, I mean, fuck the sales part, man. Because like I said, the people that only should give a shit about sales is the publisher itself and developer, not us consumers.
Sir, I can't wait. Y'all talking about Halo, but I don't know. I disagree with you guys. I think Halo's gonna be solid. Even in the leak, the guy was saying that he still think the game is gonna be great.
I hope for your sake you're right, though. Believe me, I hope for your sake.
Yeah, but okay.
You're right.
But here's the thing, though, Prod. Right? Let's say you're right.
I honestly mean that from the heart. I hope you're right.
I mean, let's say you're right. Like, let's say Halo Infinite fucking comes out and it's fucking a masterpiece. Let's just see where I'm going with this. It's not even going to matter, though, at the end of the day. Because the people on the Sony side, and you know this better than I there, Prod, are still going to shit on it regardless. Like, it doesn't look anything like God of War. It doesn't look anything like Last of Us. What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you got 25 teraflops. Motherfucker, man, that's not what teraflops is designed for. And yeah, it's part of there, but it's not the whole entire end-all, be-all.
I might be as a Sony pony here. I can definitely say with confidence, I used to be a big fan of Halo myself as well. I dropped off from Halo when I saw 4. I still have that bitch somewhere lying around. I wasn't happy in what kind of direction Halo went in. For me, the series died there, right then and there. I didn't play it afterwards after that. 4 was the last Halo that I played.
See, Bungie fucking took more along the lines.
The Bungie developed ones, they were great.
No, I'm going to tell you exactly. I'm going to tell you exactly what it was.
The third one.
Bungie had all the gameplay mechanics on lock. They didn't care about the graphics and running that crap with that. That's why they kept it very more colorful. You know what I'm saying? When 343 took over after Halo Reach and all that shit, like that, Bungie up and left to go make fucking shitsy. Fucking, that's a company out of nowhere that literally fucking focused more on graphics and less on the actual functionality of what makes Halo great. I mean, for fuck's sakes, in 4, they let you come up with your own fucking loadouts, man. They took Call of Duty route with that shit. Big no-no. Big no-no.
Halo 3 at the time was known to be a graphical powerhouse.
Yeah, but you know what? But what I'm saying is, that the emphasis on graphics at the time, 3 was not that fucking powerhouse of a graphical fidelity of a game. That's what I'm trying to say.
What I find fun from 3, and that was the thing that sold me the most on the game, you could play with friends, you could play the campaign with online friends, if you knew some people. And I always had a team of 4 people. You could play it with 4 people online from beginning till end. That was fantastic, that you could actually complete a campaign. And outside of that, you could do the multiplayer. But the game was so fun to play, you know. That was, for me, Halo at its best. And I don't know, that feeling was never captured in my opinion, to the later Halos that I see.
Yeah, but have you looked into Infinite and what they're talking about? That they're talking about
I looked at it. I looked at it.
To me, it's gonna bring the fun back, like open world.
Okay,
I hope so,
dude. All 343 has to do is do one thing. They made a good story in 4, but fucked up the multiplayer. Made a fucked up story in fucking 5, but made a good multiplayer. Now take the 2 goods out of those 2 games and combine them into 1 and give us Infinite, man. There you go.
Agreed.
Job fucking done.
Agreed.
Job fucking done.
Yeah, I was going to say
both people will be satisfied. The multiplayer will be fun again, and the campaign will please the fucking fucking lore fanatics.
Fatal, let's just hope that they follow your
I
idea,
know.
man. If
I would
that's the
love
case,
for that to happen.
Then you got a winner. If not, then they're fucked. It's that simple.
Well, it's like speaking of that, going back to the whole aspect of fucking because this is also connected with Halo Infinite, man. I theorize, anyways. When Halo Infinite was supposed to drop, fucking at the beginning of last year, for the launch of the Series X, man. Fucking, you remember when that shit started circulating around, talking about how Xbox Live was supposed to be fucking lifted and shit like that, whatever the case may be. That shit was supposed to happen the same fucking time fucking Halo Infinite came out. Because think about it, what better way to advertise Halo Infinite for a free-to-play game by lifting your fucking Xbox Live requirement to play free-to-play games?
Man,
that would have been a huge boost fucking for Halo.
I was going to say, that's the 1-2 combo that you need right there.
Yep, but then when Microsoft came out and they fucked up by raising the price of Xbox Live, they had to find a way to fucking, reduce that fucking hatred, right? So what do? They fucking flip it around the same fucking day, but they also reveal that, oh yeah, by the way, fucking in the coming months, Xbox Live Gold will be no longer required for free-to-play shit. That wasn't already supposed to be announced. They were supposed to do that shit when Halo Infinite dropped last year. That's why they fucking got delayed it. Motherfuckers.
Their hand is forced because of that mistake that they made.
Bingo.
So they got to do something.
They had to find a way to weaken that blow. So what better way to do that? And it worked. And it fucking worked because as soon as they fucking reverted their fucking statement and announced that shit, that whole entire aspect of journalists and people on social media, man, dropped that shit like fucking firecrackers on crack. That makes no sense, but still.
But now comes the interesting part. Can they keep up that momentum and actually deliver, and hopefully, for their sake, keep Xbox up and running pretty much? That people are actually satisfied and that there's some good games and whatnot. Halo Infinite included in that package. They gotta deliver, man. It's that simple. If you ain't gonna deliver,
studios to not deliver, if they have to do
I hope
no,
so
trust me. Put it this way. Put it this way, Tornado, man. I can tell you one thing right now. Trust me. You think Phil hasn't seen all the criticism that people say on Twitter? You think?
I hope so.
No, trust me, he does. Trust me, he does.
I hope so.
Trust me, he does.
I hope so.
I mean, obviously he does because he's already responded back to a lot of the allocations that fucking he's been talking about. Oh, is Game Pass profitable? Is this and that? And he's always fucking replied back to that shit. Yeah, in a witty comeback, but even still, he pays attention to what we're saying on Twitter.
The Bethesda announcement, he addressed that question directly. Will the games be exclusive? He's paying attention. He's listening.
And people were still confused by what he said. And I'm like, motherfucker, dude, how can you be confused? It's in clear cut fucking form. He says they'll be exclusive to any device that has Game Pass on it. If that's hard for people to understand what the fuck that means, motherfucker, dude, think, man.
Okay. But here's the thing. People are trying to extend that to the fact that, so it's available on multiple platforms. And when I say that, I'm talking about the laptop, the iPhone, any kind of stuff that you can put the Game Pass on, right?
Right.
And people are trying to stretch that over to the other competitors' consoles, but which is not the case yet. But
not yet, but I guarantee you eventually will happen because have you seen the leaked Epic lawsuit bullshit that came out between Epic and Apple?
I saw that. That's where I'm going ahead as well with what I'm trying to say. There are movements going in that direction that they're like, okay, we need to put it on every device. And that also includes that they're looking at Nintendo and Sony as well. The question is, are those two going to bite? I feel that Nintendo from the two is not going to.
Right, yeah.
And after that fiasco with MLB, if Jim Ryan is a smart guy, I don't think so either. If you ask me, from my personal perspective, I wouldn't do that because it loose from Xbox and Sony and whatever you want to call it. It's more like being as a company, as an executive, you'd be like, hey man, these people made me look like a fool. I had a baseball proposition for my customers, and they took that shit and spun it away in their direction.
That was so funny.
I'm telling you, it definitely shook them up though. They're awake now. If that hasn't been the case, they're awake now. They're not going to make a mistake like this ever again.
No.
I agree.
Well, I mean, hey, like I said, fucking, we'll have to wait and see how next year's fucking edition fucking comes out. Because I'm not going to sit there and say that fucking that the reason why MLB The Show is the way that it is, because I'm also taking consideration of COVID too as well. But I want to clear cut that, and I want to make a disclaimer on that, saying that I'm not saying that's the reason why the MLB The Show turned out the way that it does. I understand that they have the fucking program for multiple fucking things. I understand that. But I want to get 1,100% confirmation for for myself to make sure that COVID wasn't also a fucking part of that to make the game the way that it is.
I feel that, of course, it's strange to see that Sony San Diego is the one that built the game, and that they're actually being governed around by the MLB. Like, hey, look, man, make this game suitable for all the other platforms. It just sounds weird to me. And
it does.
I feel that.
I know it does, but that's what MLB wanted fucking Sony to do in order to keep that contract alive, man. The other side, either you do that or we're going to somewhere else. So Sony was like, all right, fine, we'll do it then.
But here's the thing. I mean, let's just say for all intents and purposes, I'm actually going to say this, and it might sound weird for people that are listening. Let's just say that 2K would actually snag up that MLB license, and make a baseball game. You already know it's going to be a huge problem,
Oh, hell yeah!
What they're doing with NBA 2K.
Of course,
I mean,
of course.
And I'm going to quote King Trash on this one, how he said it with the NBA 2K. This is the greatest highway train robbery he has ever seen in a game, man. And that would be the exact same thing that's going to happen with the baseball game if 2K were going to get their hands on it. Believe me, man, it's not going to be a pretty sight. I can tell you that. You'd get a baseball game, but don't ask how.
Right. Now, hold on. I want to address something in the chat. Latency. Yes, latency. Sure. I do remember reading about that too as well. But I'm not going to square that and say that that's fucking 100% accurate, because Nintendo has said a lot of shit before in the past and then reverted to as well in the future. So what I will say is this, though, is that I'm sure with enough money Microsoft were to throw at Nintendo, I'm sure something will definitely happen or transpire. I mean, after all, there was that news that came out fucking not too long back about fucking Microsoft being making a deal or some shit like that with Nintendo or whatever. And yet we haven't seen anything based on that yet. Now that might be something related to like Banjo-Kazooie, a game or something like that. I don't fucking know. We'll know at E3. But I'm not going to say fucking... I'm not saying that you're wrong, Lacey. I'm just saying like playing devil's advocate in a sense, because Nintendo has flip-flopped before in the past several times. But we'll see how that goes. But again, like if they do put xCloud on PlayStation or they do put it on the Switch or whatever, who the fuck cares? Like that, if people want to play fucking... like, look, here's the thing. If you want to play Starfield when it comes out, right, and you don't got an Xbox, but xCloud is on your PlayStation, you can play it there. Now, of course, I'm always going to keep hearing, like, oh, well, then fucking it's not an Xbox exclusive anymore because it's on multiple devices now, even if it's fucking through xCloud. Okay, fine, cool, but then Sony has no more exclusives then because they're going to PS Now, and PS Now is on PC. Minus their PS5 shit. So that makes no logical sense, but as soon as they fucking see that from Xbox side, now it automatically is like, that's how it is. That's how it is. It's like, come on, man. Like it's starting to get to the point now where it's starting to get very fucking redundant. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. To me, in my mind, and I'm saying that as an old school gamer from the 80s up till now, if you say to me exclusive, and I'm taking into account that what I always like to do with the developers when they're busy with a project or a game, I always like to read up what they're doing,
Right, yeah,
what they're doing in the kitchen, so to speak. And I'm like, okay, so you're making an exclusive, so what are you going to do to leverage that piece of device or whatever you want to do, it, even be it multi-platform? What are you going to do to leverage the capabilities of your game, or if it's exclusive for one set platform, what are you going to do to actually make it stand out from the rest, What are you going to do to actually highlight what kind of capabilities you can do in your game? What's the story about? What kind of characters you have? How does it work with the world that they've been building? Assets, that kind of stuff,
Right.
I'm interested to see what they're doing in their kitchen. I'm always interested to see what they're doing. That to me tells me like, okay, are these guys and women, are they actually putting the effort into the game, or are they just joking around? That's what I'm interested in. When I hear exclusive, I'm like, these guys and girls are doing the best of the best they're what they can do to make this game shine.
But I mean,
For
to be
example,
fair though, I mean, like out of all the companies, right? Like as far as like the top notch fucking first party developers being like Naughty Dog being the number one and shit like that, their games are fucking incredible. Like maybe not so much story wise, depending on how you look at things. Especially if you're a Last of Us fan, I don't share those same visions of hating it.
Mechanic wise, you might not like the
Yeah,
stories, but indeed,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
wise,
Like,
how
yeah,
they make their
mechanic
games,
wise,
the
yeah,
animation,
but the thing of it is, like, people need to realize too, like, Sony has a huge fucking advantage, man, when it comes to mocap compared to what Microsoft has. Microsoft will never have, unless like they get lucky and make a deal with some fucking movie company in order to do it, but that'll probably never happen. Sony has the goddamn motion capture fucking technology on fucking lock that they use for their own goddamn movies, bro. You know what I mean? There's like a company that surrounds their whole entire first party shit.
But here's the thing. You're not gonna sit there and tell me like, come on, there's got to be a couple of developers that have their own mocap studio.
Oh no. What I'm saying is that fucking Sony's like fucking animation studio that they use for like their first party games and shit like that, dude, is fucking unmatched. It's unmatched. Microsoft doesn't have that technology that Sony has. You know what I mean? That's why Sony games come out so fucking good. Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like the mocap, the new mocap fucking system right now that fucking Ninja Theory just got with their new building that opened up there at the beginning of last year, fucking is some crazy fucking shit. From what I understand, man, from what I was reading about, one of the devs came out and talked about it and said, like, dude, this mocap seems to be incredible.
There's some money being put into from Microsoft directly when they bought that studio, so that's no surprise to me, though. The question is, how good is it? That's what I mean.
That's what we're going to be waiting on that for a minute.
When they bring out their game,
right?
It depends on what they're going to show with Hellblade 2. Let me give them the benefit of the doubt here. Then.
Right.
They gotta show something top notch, man. I mean, they gotta show why they've been spent. That there's so many millions been spent on them, and they gotta show it, man.
No, of course. No. I'm not even disagreeing with you on that. Like for me personally, man. At the end of the day, I want to see these fucking first parties do fucking top notch shit.
And I'm not just talking visuals, like a goddamn Project Mara. No, I'm talking about content wise. I'm talking about the complete package. Visuals,
of course,
story wise, character development, everything, man. The whole works, the whole 9 yards.
Well, you're definitely going to get the character development system and shit like that, and the whole 9 yards when it comes to In Exile and fucking Obsidian.
Let's just say games like that like to show it off, like let's say Days Gone or to a certain kind of lesser respect, but something like that, or what's the last good game that I can think of on the 360 or Xbox One? Let me have a look. Man, I need to go back far into, I'd say in time though. A game that actually did that well. I'm gonna go for the 360 era though. People might hate me on that one, but still, I'd say Lost Odyssey from Mistwalker, that RPG. At least that had a good story and a good character development, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know it did.
I'm holding it in my hand as we speak. So I'd say from that respect, it needs to be something like that. Yo,
like I told you the other day, though, Tornado man, you really gotta try out fucking Pillars of Eternity and shit in Wasteland 3, dude. Like, if you really want to see like some really deep ass character customization and shit like that, dude, play those two games.
That's on the to-do list, then.
Yeah, because it'll get you an understanding of what kind of games these developers make and why they're good and effective and very efficient at it. Well, like I said, most people fucking that know Obsidian only knows Obsidian by one game, and that being Fallout New Vegas. You know what I mean? Like, I've talked to several people that fucking didn't even. I had no idea that Stick of Truth was made by Obsidian. Yeah, you dumb fuck. Yeah, Obsidian has made a lot of duds in the past. You know what I mean? Like, mainly from fucking licensed shit, like Dungeon Siege 3, for example, was garbage. But despite that, though, when it comes to Obsidian themselves and the way they make their own Western RPGs, dude, man, it's fucking top notch because they've been in the game for so long. You know what I mean?
They've been from the 90s era of PC.
Yeah, back when they were known as Black Isle Studios and shit. That was Obsidian, yeah. And Exile's been around for the longest time too, as well, because their original IPs, fucking The Bard's Tale, came out on a Macintosh.
Yeah, true. So they've been around for a long time, though, so they know.
That's
how
what I mean. That's why I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about the talent pool, fucking at Obsidian or fucking in Exile, because I know who Brian Fargo is. The dude's a fucking iconic on the PC side, just like Warren Spector is on the PC side. You know what I mean? The dude that gave us Deus Ex and Thief and all that shit like that back when fucking Through the Looking Glass was around. Amazing company, but now they're gone. I mean, they're still technically around under a different name, but like, I fucking hate when I hate when amazing developers go under, dude, because fucking gamers can't appreciate fucking greatness, man, or that they only see greatness with their own two eyes.
I don't know, but here's the thing. Remember the what springs to mind is if a dev team can actually surprise with a game that they've been working on, right?
Right.
And we're going to China on this one, eh? I think I might get your agreement on this one as well, though. Maybe not, maybe so. I think I can. Remember the game Black Wukong with that monkey-like character with the stick or the staff or the bow that he had? You know, it kind of was a game that was crossed, like, let's say, God of War mixed with Devil May Cry mixed with Ninja Gaiden, something like that, and some magic on top of that. You know, something like that. You know, to actually surprise people. A game that's been made by a studio that you're like, hey, they're working on something, pretty interesting, you know. What are they doing there? Something like that, you know, something that kind of surprises people. It's the same with the other game from China, with the guy in the black trench coat. I forgot the name on that one. It was recently shown. What's it called? Shit, I forgot the name of that one. Damn it. He kind of looks like the guy from Final Fantasy 15, you know, with the black outfit. But this guy had a long trench coat, you know, with a sword. That was also made by a Chinese company, but I kind of forgot the name on that one, man. They recently showed a trailer. I think that was a game was also made by a small studio or maybe even one person. Damn it, I forgot the name on that one. That's what you get when you're getting older.
Yeah.
Oh well. Never mind. But anyway, maybe someone in the chat in the stream might know. But it's that game that I'm talking about. And like, hey, there's some hope that some studios are surprising with some new projects or new games that they're working on. You know, uninhibited, untouched, and not being told by a publisher like, hey man, build me this or that game. You know, it's still there. It's still out there. But they're few and far, though. Sadly.
They are. But I mean, like, I'm hoping for a day that will finally come where fucking third-party developers and the AAA standpoint get their shit together. I know it's not going to happen anytime soon because fucking a lot of these devs are not in it for the passion no more.
Well, here's the thing, and like I said, it's not the developers that are calling the shots. It has to do with those publishers that are on top of them, and more specifically those CEOs. I mean, for God's sake, if I'm going to take one CEO out of the equation here for a minute, it's gotta be Bobby Kotick at the moment at Activision Blizzard, right? That guy's a scumbag first class, though. I mean, the guy was gonna walk with, what was it, $500 million, something like that. They put a stop to that, eh? He actually had to agree to take a pay cut and that kind of stuff, all in line with because the shareholders and everyone else in the company were not happy with the fact that, I mean, haven't we forgotten? In 2018, they had their best year yet, though, record after record, and they laid off 1,000 or more people for I don't know, what was it? I can't even remember what kind of reasoning they gave to actually lay off a lot of people, man. But they had their best year yet, and still they had to fire a lot of people. It didn't make sense to me, man, at all. It's just weird. I mean, if a company's doing good, that means you have to keep your workers on board, right? You're not going to put them out on the street. It doesn't make sense at all. But hey, that's just one thingy that I'm just thinking of at the moment. What else was also important? We need to keep track on what your CHILLCAST is about, you know. Not trying to sideline it here. I'm pretty sure you must have something to say as well, definitely.
Yo, that fucking Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance got released today. The remaster of that?
Yeah.
Oh, I want that.
Hey, wait a minute. Wasn't it also released on PS4? Let me have a look.
I think so.
There was some. Yeah. Let me have a look here. Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition. Yeah, there it is.
No. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. It was the console version that came out on PS2 and OG Xbox.
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah, indeed. I'm actually looking it up if I can find it though. Let me have a look.
Oh, I need to copy that game.
Dark Alliance. No, I can't find it. At least it's not. At least I can't.
Yo,
find it yet
Nico,
on the
long
store.
time for sure.
Let me see. Dark Alliance. Is it still there?
Oh, Jesus. That was my fucking stomach that just growled.
Let me see. Nope, it's not here yet.
Yeah, sorry about the shitty microphone, guys, man. I'm still working on getting a new mic, so don't worry about that. I'll have that covered there soon.
Still, strangely enough, sounds good on my end, but that might
Well,
be
like I said in the stream, because it gives off a lot of feedback and stuff like that, but there's nothing I can do about it right now unless I stop my stream.
I kind of hope that my mic is still good, though.
Right.
I can't tell for sure, but let's have a look. No, it's not on the store yet, though. The Dark Alliance. No.
I thought it was. Well, ain't that some shit balls and a goddamn shrimp nuggets, man?
Now I can't find it on the PS Store. At least not now. At least not yet. Even though I'm looking though, but strange enough, I could find that the Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 dual pack. I could find that, but
yeah, I bought that recently there on Xbox 2 as well.
There's
yes,
nowhere
sir.
to be seen. Strangely enough, it might show up though, but maybe tomorrow. I guess. Who knows? At least I can't see it now, though. Let me put it that way.
Nope. Or well, the store usually updates fucking what, like on a well, today is Friday. I think the Xbox store updates today.
And for Sony, it would be Tuesday. So I've seen the announcement. I think yesterday or today. So we'll have to wait till next week, or unless they'll do something in the weekend, though. But
it could be.
Yeah, I can't see it though. At least not yet.
Hi.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, Latency actually put it up with a small little trailer. Indeed, that was the announcement that I saw as well. Yeah, not from IGN though, by the way. I'm just saying, but the other one. But it's okay. It's cool.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
I was gonna say it's all good in the hood.
What's up, VGO? I'm doing good there, Nico, man. I'm doing good.
What else? Is there something that I wanted to get off my chest?
What's that? Yeah, how long have I been going for? Hold on, let me see how long I've been going for here. All right, we're going for an hour and 2 minutes. All right, no, we're good for a little bit longer. That's fine.
I didn't keep track of the time though.
No, I can see it on my Streamlabs. I can see how long I've been streaming for on my Streamlabs. Yo, Streamlabs is actually pretty mint, man. Now I can actually have a PC that can fucking run the fucking thing.
So
like legit.
Pretty much good on your side. Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm actually only hearing you through my headset though, but sound quality on your mic, at least for me, sounds good. So it's all good.
I appreciate that.
Dual E. That's
Dual E.
familiar number. But
what, did he post something? Oh, he's in here.
Hey.
Oh, motherfucker, man. Yo, I'm live right now, dude. I'm live right now.
Evening from my end.
What's up, Duels?
At least.
What are you guys up to?
Live streaming?
Oh, no.
Doing a podcast right now?
Just chatting,
just
chatting some stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, man.
So,
is there an easy mode to this live stream?
Nah, bro. Not at all, dude. All right, so I guess I can talk about my experience with Hades so far now that I've actually got a chance to play it for a little while. Fucking
I heard a lot about it. Maybe I'll give that a shot too.
It's fucking very, very well done. Like, it's fucking minty fresh, bro. Like, straight up mint, bro. Like, fucking. I'm not going like on the scales of, say, like Returnal does, because Returnal is like in a different kind of way. It's still roguelike, but from a different perspective. But fucking, there's something about, like, no matter how many times you die in fucking Hades, man, like, you don't give a shit. You're still gonna go through and fucking get better at the game and progress.
I'm gonna fire a stupid question here, because I'm actually typing the name on my on the store, but it doesn't show up. Is it not on PS platform or? I know it's a stupid question. I haven't been in the loop. I'm just saying in my defense. No, I don't see it here. No Hades. Wait a minute.
So how you doing, Dooley?
Like, people want hard games anymore, though. Like,
well, yeah, of course they don't. Look how many fucking people got exposed for Eternal, man. Like, come on
I
now.
had a back and forth with him, and I'm like, that's the funnier part because we're talking about Hip Hop Gamer, right?
Oh God.
So we're going back and forth, and he's like, yeah, like there should be a mode for everybody, this, and that. I'm like, how did you survive as a gamer? You said you've been gaming since like back in the day, right? Back in the day, you got a couple of lives, and if you died, you had to start the whole game all over again. Like,
I was
how
going to
did you
say,
survive? Like,
I remember Ninja Gaiden being as hard as fuck, man, on the NES.
Yeah.
and like if you're coming from
Man,
our era of gaming, how are you asking
Jesus.
for an easy mode?
Well,
Like, it
didn't
makes
he
no
get
fucking
exposed
sense.
for fucking
You
exposed for
had to
having
deal with
ROMs
that
or some
shit.
shit like that and using emulators or some shit
Yeah,
like
he
that,
has
and then he went into
emulators,
hiding for a while because he
which is
fucking
fine if you have emulators. Just don't claim that you have all these games. Like,
What
oh
right.
yeah, I collect and I have all these games
what
and shit. Like,
I gotta agree what Jewel E says. Back in the day, you had it was either like shut up
Oh yeah, I
and
gotta
put
turn
up
your
with it,
ass up
man.
there, Dooley.
yeah,
You had no choice. You had to play the game, and even if you died, you had to do it all over again. Believe me,
that
I've been
makes
from
me
the 8-bit
question
and
him, man.
16-bit era. I mean, the games. Hey,
There,
another game from the
there you
16-bit
guys
era
go,
that I'm
chat. You
gonna
should be able
call
to hear him better now.
Probotector, or better known as for us in the West it was Probotector, but it had a different name. Shit, Contra. Yeah, that's the one. That was hard as
You just
fuck,
get
man, on the
down to
SNES.
the simple quote unquote casual games. Even the Mario games will, what I'm saying, will definitely.
Yeah,
I
like the
was
way
gonna say
Galaxy
they
did it,
were
man. Like
not a
once you run
walk
out
in
of
the park,
coins, it
though.
just puts you back on
Hey,
the
what
thing and
Julie
resets your
said,
coin count.
they were not a walk in the park, man. You had to come up with some skills, man, and make this happen. Otherwise, you would not see the end of that
Well,
level
it's
or even
because
the
there's
game
more
itself.
casual gamers that
He probably had
overpower
a
us
game
core
genie.
gamers, dude. That's why they try to
Yeah,
cater to a wider audience with their shit. That's why so many of my favorite franchises went to shit because of it.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at Village today, as a matter of fact, and I'm like, bro, this looks like nothing. Like, how?
Yeah,
I don't know if
don't
it's
even get
hard,
me
but
going on
it
8.
doesn't
Don't even
look
get me
like
going
it.
on 8. Like I'm
It's
trying to avoid
just
that game like fucking
it's
wildfire right now until I play it myself when it goes
Julie.
on sale in the
I'm
bargain
a,
bin.
I'm a,
Mhm.
I'm actually happy that Julie's brought that game up, and without spoiling for anyone, I haven't said anything because I've seen a lot of the game, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut for everyone in the future that wants to play it. But
Mhm.
my question to Julie is, um, and I'm not sure if you can share my sympathy with me on that one, but what
Keep
I've
talking, man. I
seen
just gotta
from
go. I have
the
to go to the
game,
bathroom real quick. Be right back.
yeah, sure, do your thing. What I've
Mhm.
seen from the game from a personal standpoint, and I'm sorry to say that though, but um, it here's the thing. I can put down the money for the game. The money is not the problem, but here's the problem that I have with the game.
Mhm.
I'm looking at it, and I've seen it already from a certain YouTube streamer, right? The guy's called Shirako. You might have heard of him, seen him. I don't know. So I looked at the game, and I was like, this is not. How can I say this? The word memorable kind of definitely pops up, and I'm like, this game is it's like I'm trying to warm up to it, but I can't, man. It looks, in my personal opinion, and in my defense, I'm looking at the game. Believe me, I can see the beauty parts in it, with the ray tracing and whatnot, and all those sort of reflective stuff and shadows and whatnot. But I don't know, man. If we look at the outside part of the game, and no pun intended there,
All
but
right,
the
I'm back.
village itself with the grasslands and those um, how do you say that, those straws and everything that you see waving around in the trees, it doesn't look good, man. It looks grainy, it looks gray. I get this feeling like this is like a last gen game running on a PS5,
That's
man,
because
even
that's
on a
exactly what the
Series
fuck it
X.
is. That's
It,
exactly what the fuck it is.
from my honest opinion, Julie, the game was never on my radar, and to be honest with you, I would not even spend a dime on it. In my personal opinion, I'm just saying it. From what I've seen so far and what I know, not even in a bargain bin, I would buy the game. That's how bad it is for me. Let me put it this way: I've seen better games on the horizon that
My
I'm like,
radar, and to be honest. Oops. Go ahead.
yeah, it's more like I'd rather wait for those games instead. And I'm talking about, let's say, a Ratchet and Clank or Jet Far Shore or a Little Devil Inside. Even the smaller games. I'd rather wait on those games than play Resident Evil 8, man. And I'm being serious here. Jet the Far Shore is above that for me, in my personal opinion. I'm just saying. Eh, Heck, I'm still waiting on Gran Turismo 7. To me, I'm like, even though it's far away, I'd rather wait on that instead, man. That's how bad it is. I'm just saying. But that's just my opinion from my end of the spectrum, man. I'm just saying.
That's like I said, man. Fucking Resident Evil 8. It's one game I'm sitting on. I don't want to hear nothing of it. I don't want to hear nothing about
No,
it.
no, you're not gonna hear anything from me. Like I said, I've seen it. You got the luxury is there on your fingertips. You can actually watch that streamer. Like I said, I mentioned his name before, Shirako. I watched him because he's not saying anything, and I looked at it and I was like, nah. Let me put it this way: if I had the game at home and I opened it up and I was playing that bitch, I would not be happy. Believe me, I'd return it the same day. I am not joking. I'd return it the same day. It just doesn't look up to scratch. I mean, no offense, and I'm not being arrogant, but I'm sitting here on a PS5. Then that's not the game that I want to see on the goddamn system, man. After seeing Ratchet and Clank and all the other good shit that they've been showing, that is just beneath it, man. I'm sorry. And don't get me wrong though, Capcom is a developer that's near and dear to my heart though. But this game that they made, man, it just doesn't look up to scratch, man. I'm sorry, especially after seeing Devil May Cry 5, man, and they come up with this. That's just a disgrace, man.
Dooley, where the hell are you going, Batman? You ain't going nowhere, motherfucker. Unmute yourself.
But anyway, I'm stealing Jewel E's time. Go ahead, brother. You got some stuff to say. I'm done with my rant. I'm done.
Give a minute.
Nah,
there you
right,
is.
bro. You can rant.
Nah, you cool.
So what's bothering you these days there, fucking Dooley, now that you are a PC Master Race converter?
Oh, not even. Not even.
No, fucker, man, you getting there, though. You getting there. You got, like, those fucking little horse sheets on your monitor, man, to block out the glare. God, Jesus fucked me in the ass cheeks, bro.
When I go in, bro.
But, yo, no, but, I mean,
I was
going to ask, like, from your perspective, man. Like, how is your perspective on PC gaming so far since you've gotten into it, man? Is it overhyped?
Yeah, definitely overhyped. I mean, it's about the same thing.
Go ahead.
Definitely overhyped, bro.
It's not a bad place though, PC gaming. But the problem is, how PC gamers these days, how I say, am I using the right wording on this one? How they show themselves as a certain kind of profile, like PC Master Race. They've given PC gaming a bad name, in my opinion. Eh? The way how they can't even advertise is not the wording I'm looking for. How they're putting it in a prominent spotlight, how they conceive or show PC gaming as a whole, Yeah,
I mean, there's definitely some fixes that they need. Like even on Steam in itself could use an overhaul, honestly. Like, cause I've had a PC before and I played on PC, but I had like one of those little Alienware PCs, and like I got into PC. Yeah. PC, so I'm like, cool, all right, like, but I haven't played it in a couple of years, so I'm like, let me come back to Steam and see like what's really. There's not much. Yeah. There's not much that's changed, bro. Like honestly, they still have games that are broken that you can still download, and just like a bunch of different things. It's like if the game isn't even up, the servers aren't up for the game anymore. Why are you still selling it? Like it's just dumb. Like.
Well, I mean, some people. Well, depending on the game, like even if the servers are still down or the servers are gone, people will rent out private servers or get the servers back up and running for that game. Like that's the only reason why they still sell that shit.
There's always people running indeed a private server for certain kinds
of games. Because I've done it a few times with a couple games that no longer have official servers and shit.
I'd say Battlefield 4. I'm not sure. Can people buy a server on that game, Battlefield 4? Or is that still being run by EA? Or DICE, I should say, is more specific. Because I remember you could buy a server for that game as well, on Battlefield 4. Yeah.
Talking about DICE, how the mighty have fallen, bro. I used to love fucking DICE, bro. But like recently, they've been definitely missed with me.
I feel that has to do with their publisher, though. I feel that the company itself is good. It's their publisher, man, that kind of screws it up for them. But that's my personal thing. Because I used to like those guys back in the day on the PC.
Right? They used to have quality gameplay back then, bro. I don't know what the hell happened.
Things went kind of downhill.
Because passion went out and greed came in.
Battlefield 5, that was a disaster, pretty much. I'm surprised that they're now giving it away on PS Plus, but there has to be a reason for that. I think that has to do with Battlefield 6 coming up. Let's just hope that DICE comes back to their old magic and deliver on Battlefield 6. I kind of hope so. I really do. But like I said, Julie, it's hopeful thinking, or maybe even wishful. I hope that they return back to their good old self, though. But again, their publishers hanging over them, man. Who knows? God knows what's going on there. I don't know. And like what Julie said, they're still a great studio though, but the heydays of those guys are also almost gone. Maybe they are, depending on how you look at it. I just hope to God that they can return the magic from, let's say, Battlefield 3 or 4 even, and put that back in 6.
It would be nice.
That's
But
what
do I see it
hope.
happening? No. I truly fucking
depends.
don't.
It depends. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. They still need to show a trailer somewhere in May, I believe. It's not this week or maybe next week. Let's just hope, fingers crossed, and like what Julie said, that it might be a game that is back all up to scratch what they used to do, what they used to deliver. Let's hope so, man. I'm hopeful. I'm still hopeful. So we'll have to see on that then. Yeah, but that's it actually for me, Fatal. I don't have anything else that I want to talk about or rant about.
Julie, are you still playing Apex?
I'm thinking hard though. Maybe I missed the news.
No, man.
No, I was asking, like, is that what you're still playing?
Yeah, I'm actually playing Aim Lab right now, which is like I guess it's an early access. It helps you how to aim and do all different types of
Oh,
things. So I'm playing
Jesus
with that
fucking
and Apex
Christ.
and shit. Yeah, bro.
An aiming simulator, bro. Fuck your goddamn bots,
Yeah.
bitch. Aiming simulator.
But yeah, it's cool that stuff like that is on there, early access stuff. So you can't I can't beat up on PC, but when it comes down to it being my favorite platform, it's a good platform. It's far from being my favorite, but it's a nice choice to have.
Right.
It's not a bad place per se, but like I said, there are certain people as a personification that make it seem like a bad place. That's how I see it. But it isn't a bad place. Let me put it that way. Because I've been on PC.
Yeah, they definitely put it on a pedestal, bro. They definitely put it on the pedestal. And once the glitz and the glamour, the 4Ks and the 120 frames per second fall off, and you're like, all right, it's a good place, but it's not pedestal worthy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no. The way PC people make it out to sound, dude, it's like, bro, like, I understand that you're in your fantasy world, but fucking, like, just lay off the crack, buddy. Lay off the crack pipe.
I was going to say, which game actually showed that more than any other? It's funny that Julie brings that up. The game that springs to mind that actually, like what Julie said, puts them back on the ground, back to Earth, is Cyberpunk, pretty much. Especially on the PC platform. That game put everyone back to reality. Pretty much,
dude. I was so and oh god, I don't want to say I was happy that it failed because that's just fucked up. But like, from day one, I never really saw the hype, like for Cyberpunk, like why people, and it shows us not to really fall in love with like developers or platform holders and none of that shit because like, literally they went from being the gaming darlings, bro, to in the shitter in like a matter of fucking one fucking game.
A generation.
Yeah, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And they still made money, which pisses me off.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's funny you say that, Julie. Me and Fatal were talking about that. What kind of shocks me the most, and you said it as well, they made a lot of money off of that, and true. I mean, you sold 13.7 or 0.8 million copies, and here's the thing, and that's the thing that might get you pissed off even more. Only 30,000 people actually refunded that bitch.
Yeah.
All the other 30 million plus people kept their copy, man.
Yep.
They kept it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which
means you're part
of
the problem.
But what does that tell you about about this gaming community as a whole? That tells you a lot right fucking there. The whole vote with your wallet out the fucking window. Out the window.
Yeah.
Out the fucking window, bro.
Hey, but in my defense, and I'm pretty sure people might hate on me, but I'm still gonna say it anyway. And thank God I didn't buy the game at full price. I'll be honest with you guys. I did buy a copy of Cyberpunk, but I still have it.
Man.
But listen to this. I bought it out. I bought it out of curiosity. But get this, I haven't even played it yet, man. It's still sealed. And I only paid 37 euros for it instead of the usual 70.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
All right, that's not bad. You got it for less than half the price.
I bought it out of curiosity, yeah. But it's still in the seal, eh? I can open it up any minute now and put it in my PS5, but I don't want to, man. I just want to see where this game, where it goes, what they're gonna do with it. because it's still in shambles, so to speak.
20 years later, you finally unwrap that bitch.
And it's all patched up and shit.
Yeah, it's all patched up and whatnot. They came out with the 4th rendition of it for the fucking
I'm not even joking.
PS20.
I'm actually going to wait until it's in optimal form, in playable state, in at least like how the developer intended it to be. That's the day when I'm going to open up that copy and I'm going to play it, man. Then
Right.
I'm going to see that's the cyberpunk that they had in their vision, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that brings to light another thing too. It's like there's a lot of like whenever the game is first conceived, there's a lot of things that they talk about that I think they should kind of calm down on, because there's a lot of promises.
Sean Murray, I'm looking at
give
you.
us. Yeah, bro. Like freaking, you know what I'm saying? Every developer, oh, we're gonna do the AI this way. They're super intelligent. Blah blah blah. All this shit that they want to put in the game in the beginning. Like we shouldn't really talk to the developers in the first stages of the game, because a lot of that stuff does not make it to light, bro.
Nope.
It doesn't even come close to making it to light, and then
I
it's
was
like,
gonna say, it only
then it's
sets you up
missing
for
features.
disappointment.
Yeah, it's missing features. The AI isn't what they said it was gonna be. Certain like
Yep. That's
remember when
why
they were
I
talking
don't
about
pay
Cyberpunk
attention
in
to
the
that
beginning?
shit no more, man. I
Oh,
learned my
yeah, I
lesson.
remember that,
Yeah.
though.
I learned my fucking lesson.
Yeah. When they're
Yeah.
talking about Cyberpunk in the beginning, like every decision that you make changes the entire
Yeah,
outcome in
I
the
remember
world, and
that.
none of that
I
shit is
remember
it's there, but it's not like how they're putting it out to be like.
It's there in like a bare bones form, pretty much. It's like the
Yeah.
basics, and the rest is still that needs to be tacked onto it, you know, at a later point. So
At this point, freaking Infamous had better like world changing shit. Like if you're a bad guy or a good guy, you know, like it just really, it's a lot of freaking broken promises in the beginning of development,
It's a-
man.
it's a
And
shame,
we've seen that time and time again. Even with what is it, Cliffy B with the last game that he came out with? Remember that
Lawbreaker.
arena shooter? Like, yeah.
Oh yeah. What's that game?
Right?
I actually bought into that game, man. It was a shame though. I was like,
Nope.
shit, I bought a dying game, man. Because I like
Yep.
first-person shooters, you know, and especially the arena ones, you know. But unfortunately, the game
Sorry,
didn't
guys.
took off, and that was right at the time when Fortnite actually became popular, you know. And it was sad though, because the game mechanically wise was good though. What they delivered from Bosky Studios, I remember. I forgot the name
Yeah.
of the game though. I have it somewhere on my list though. Let me have a look at it, because now I need to know the name of the game.
He said Lawbreakers. I think
Yeah,
Lawbreakers.
Lawbreakers. Yeah, Lawbreakers.
That's the
Yeah.
one. That's the one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
I
dude,
actually
and it's a
bought
real
a
fucking
copy.
shame too as well, because that concept, I love that concept, because that was the closest I was going to get to a Twitch shooter on fucking on
Unreal
consoles.
Tournament. Yeah, that was the
That was the closest I would get to Unreal Tournament on consoles that actually made sense.
Man.
And everybody shat all over it, and I gave the fucking middle finger to everybody that fucking shat on that game. So fuck you, Dooley.
I actually bought the game. Man. Let me put it this way: I actually bought the game. Man. I'm not even joking, man. Day one, as a digital download, and I still have it. You know, it's just a shame I can't play it, because it's more like an online focused title, but there's not many people around online, and that is a shame though.
Are the servers even up for that thing still? Like,
There are some servers up though, but it's barely any people playing it anymore, man. If you can find one or two people, you're in luck, but it's usually pretty much a desert land though.
that's
Landscape,
crazy,
if you wanna call
man.
it. It's a shame, man. And like I said,
It
what kind of
sucks,
pisses me
'cause-
off? People
Yeah.
want to play Fortnite more than they actually want to play a decent game. You know, it's just
Yeah.
embarrassing, man.
Yeah, but like I said though, man, I can't blame fucking, like we said earlier, man, right from the start from the show.
I know.
I don't fault fucking Epic for what they did. They fucking came out at the right time, and so they're basking in their success. I don't blame them.
Yo, and I'll tell you what, as much as if you don't like it or not, that's one thing, right? But they support the fuck out of that game, bro.
Oh yeah,
They're putting in new updates all the time, new items, new freaking. They're working with different artists. Yeah.
Bro, they got
Dude, they
LeBron
support the
James
shit
coming
out
into
of
that
that
motherfucker
game.
as a skin, bro.
Yeah.
Heck, they even got a, what was it? At one point, they even got a goddamn funky ass in-game concert with what's the guy's name? Travis Scott, you know.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
I got one for you guys. Since we're talking about EA, and like, you know, I'm not heavily into the gaming like how I used to be into the gaming. No, but I thought it was funny that like Sony was actually investing into fucking. I think was it into Epic Games?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
They got a minority stake in it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
Yo, and then all this fucking epic
Fuck.
shit that got leaked out right from that fucking lawsuit. Yo, did you read about that shit, Duels?
No.
Yo, that is some fucking dirty shit, bro. Dirty shit.
Fatal. Now the quarter falls. Keep in mind what you were going to say about that, for the lawsuit thingy on Epic and whatnot.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. What Julie just said, about that minority stake. Now the quarter kind of drops. I mean, didn't there just a news article just arrived? Like 50% of the income that they made on Fortnite came from over the player base on PlayStation.
Yep.
Wow.
So it makes sense that they were going to go after a minority stake in Epic. Now I get it.
Percent.
Yeah,
Yep.
50% of the
50%
player
of
base
it,
on
yeah.
PlayStation bought
That
into
is
Fortnite,
insane.
Yeah, that says a lot for a free to play game, bro. Like
Exactly.
that's half of the fucking PlayStation fan base.
Let's that fucking Fortnite is on fucking mobile, PC, Switch.
Yep.
Like what?
Yeah,
50%.
50%. Yeah, that's why Microsoft, or not Microsoft. That's why Sony keeps investing money into it.
50%.
Shit.
If you don't believe me. For the people that are listening to the stream thingy, you can find it on Google, or you can find it somewhere on a favorite website that you like. Believe me, 50% is from PlayStation people, folks. I'm not one of them, Just for the record, I'm
Yeah,
just
me
saying,
neither. I don't support that trash.
So, but it's embarrassing to say, and I say it with a kind of a little bit of shame in my head hanging, like my PlayStation brethren are responsible for the goddamn success of that game. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
For me, it's embarrassing.
The thing we got to remember though is that like majority of our any freaking fan base is casuals as hell, dude, and like that's the part of Sony's success that is I guess it's good and the bad, but like like the casuals, having the casuals ensures that you're gonna win any generation. It's just
So
they're gonna buy the Call of Duty.
See, here's what's fucking crazy about this though, right? Check this out. Sony is investing money into Epic for fucking whatever you want to call it, right? They get Kratos up in that bitch, to get fucking Aloy up in that bitch, right?
Yeah.
And then this shit leaks out from the lawsuit that they had with Apple or whatever, and where they came out and they literally threw fucking Sony under the bus by basically saying that, Sony wanted us to fucking pay a fee in order to enable crossplay. That kind of shit, right? So it got me thinking. I was like, bro, dude, man, like you're low key fucking snitching, bro. in a weird fucked up way.
Snitching.
Yeah, you're low key snitching about Sony charging. Come on, man.
From a business standpoint, though, that makes 100. Like, not that I agree with it or disagree with it. From a business standpoint, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
You have the biggest player base that they want to get into, and they're trying to bring this thing all into one. You have leverage at that point to be like, hey, you're gonna pay me for that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It takes them to build something where it's like they have all these people in this big ass pool. So, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking retarded.
Yeah. I'm saying it wrong, but he definitely hit the head on the nail. Definitely.
Jeez.
Like
50%.
Not only that, you had fucking Phil coming out and saying like he's like, oh yeah, we're not done trying to push a fucking Game Pass onto other consoles and shit. And it's like, fuck me in the ass cheeks, bro.
You remember when I told you?
Oh no, I already knew that was going to happen. You and I talked about that a long time ago. I told you that was going to be their...
When they first came out with the news, and I was like, bro, they're going to try to put it, and everybody's like, you're insane, bro. They would never do that. It just makes sense for them, especially since, like, I don't know if the article is even true, but I found out today that article about, like, them not even making money off of Game Pass yet.
Not yet. It's not profitable yet.
That price fucking increase is coming.
Oh, no, trust me. Oh, believe me, it's inevitable. I know it's going to happen, but they're going to wait until Uplay gets put on that bitch. Then they're going to raise it up another fucking $2 or $3 more.
I got something for Jewel E and also for the other people that are also watching the stream. If they're looking at the hub chat, take a look. I'm just going to post something to Jewel E, but everyone else can read it as well. But specifically for Jewel E, check this out. There you go. And there's the...
Oh, yeah. See, okay, right there. That's what he was talking about, Duels, right there. The 50%. V-Bucks.
Don't believe me? I got that's a lot of V-Bucks, folks.
Yep.
There you go. I got the proof right here. And that is a lot of money, man.
But dude, it's like, Dooley, it's like you and I, we talked about this before in the past, right? And I told you before that I was like, dude, how the fuck? You remember when they sat there and said, "Oh, we're not going to leave anybody behind." You know what I mean? But like everybody like thought that was like a fucking like just a regular statement, right? But it was a very loose statement. You know what I mean?
True.
Dude, and I told you, I said, dude, they're going to put xCloud on fucking on last-gen systems, man. When the series consoles drop, they're going to put xCloud on fucking whatever you want to call it. And lo and behold, fucking Phil literally confirms it on Twitter fucking a while back, saying, oh yeah, we're eventually going to put xCloud on consoles. It's like, I called that shit. I called that shit.
Yeah.
And they're going to do the same. They want it to be, here's the thing. They want it to be on PlayStation. They want xCloud to also be on the Switch. They want it to be on every platform. And the reason for that is because if you want the game without being stuck behind an internet connection, you got to either fucking go to PC or you got to go to Xbox to play it. That's all they're doing. That's all xCloud is doing. It's trying to push that, to sell fucking, like, you know what I mean?
The crazier part about that, though, is that's exactly, like, if you think about the xCloud or whatever the hell that is, that's exactly what they wanted out of the Xbox One originally. You know what I'm saying? It's always online, fucking stuck behind a paywall, have to sign in. It's everything they wanted with the original Xbox.
Facts. Definitely. And that's what we're seeing now with the Xbox One S, basically. Digital.
It's literally a digital store with no freedom.
Oh yeah. They keep you locked in the digital ecosystem, and they're like.
But it's funny as long as they keep you with a nice little price over your head, where you're like, dude, I'm getting all these games, which is what people are going to pay attention to. They're not going to pay attention to the fact that they don't own any of the shit that they're putting money into.
Exactly, and that's what Killer's been saying for the longest, man.
I've been telling motherfuckers that shit too as well, dude, man. Like I said, dude, man, I read the fine print. I read the fine print.
If Killer is hearing this, I kind of hope he does. He said you've been saying that for the longest, man. Hey, folks, don't forget it. You don't own anything. It's that simple. And people keep forgetting that. And like Julie said, they're only focusing on the price. They're like, oh, it's $1, man. Or $7.50.
I'm telling you right now, bro. Because
that's all they're focusing on.
Yeah, I just recently started like buying and selling online and stuff like that. Like I'm using like Macari. Dude, the used game market is on the up, bro. Like, if you want your older school titles that you want to get your hands on, go get them now because they're going up in price, dude. Like crazy.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like look at the graphics cards. Graphics cards are impossible to find, but my buddy Alex is like, dude, if you want a graphics card that bad, go buy pre-made.
Another tip that I have for people that are also into older consoles, be it an Xbox or even a PlayStation 3, whatever. PlayStation 3s, they're beginning to go up in price as well. They're being rare though, and especially the ones that are backwards compatible. If you can find one, you need to be quick, man.
I'll tell you right now, if you run across anything Vita related, buy it because that shit is
it's going to skyrocket in value soon,
games, man. The shittiest Vita games are like $50 right now, bro. So that's going to be a huge market. I'm seeing people sell the PlayStation Vita TVs for like $250, $300.
Jesus, fuck me in the butt cheeks.
Yeah,
that's insane.
It's insane, bro.
But see, that also that's also another scary thing when you think about it too as well. Because if we ever do get into an age where digital fully takes over and physical disappears. Fucking, you can pretty much basically say backwards compatibility is officially gone and dead, period, at that point. Unless they come out with, some digital backwards compatibility bullshit to keep that going for generations upon generations, but I don't see that happening. Because then they're not going to keep servers going for something that's not really active. You know what I mean? That's more money that Microsoft or Sony have to dish out for that crap like that. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. The retro boom is still fucking strong and hot. Dude, I'm even starting to see fucking music fucking companies, man, coming back with vinyl and shit. Like vinyl's making a comeback now and shit, dude, man. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. It's like, bro, bring back VHS, I'll be happy. I miss fucking VHS quality, bro.
It's kind of crazy, though, because it's like as we get older, we're seeing a lot of the older things that we used to, have just phase out. Or even things just done differently, which make me, a little sad, bro. It's kind of weird to get older. For instance, if we ask one of or somebody who grew up in our era, how do you pick up a phone? They would do the hand gesture with the
thumb of the pinky,
right?
Yeah,
dude. The kids, they hold their hand flat.
Yeah,
because all they grew up with
is with a cell phone in their hands. Yeah,
so they hold their hand flat to their face, bro. I was like, holy shit, bro.
But that is so scary when you think about it too, because fucking we had to learn everything fucking the regular way. Now, when like with kids grow up and they get their parents buy them a cell phone at like the age of fucking 6 or 5.
They don't know about the struggles of fucking dial-up. They don't know about the struggles of dial-up and shit, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah, no. The struggle of dial-ups, man. Kids will never be able to experience that shit nowadays, unless you go old school to teach your fucking kids about what we did growing up and whatnot.
Yeah. What? They don't know about somebody calling your house and kicking you off the internet, or taking like hours to download a single song. Like, they are going to be so conditioned to life in a whole different way that we've never. Yeah, it's just easy. Everything is easy access for them.
Yeah, like, it's fucking ridiculous, man. But it's fascinating. It's fascinating because like when kids grow up with cell phones in their hands and shit and technology in their hands right from the jump, which we didn't have the luxury of back then. Fucking dude! Like
cell phones around, man.
Better set up a smoke signal.
Yeah, yeah. Fucking facts, bro. Fucking facts. No, that shit alone just scares me, man. Especially with everything that's going on nowadays, man.
It's nuts.
It's fucking insane.
It's nutty, bro.
Like, you know how many times, like, before the pandemic, like, this is why I wasn't a really big fan of cell phones. Now I can see why I need one now, but. Like when I was ripping on people not ripping on people, but like I was against cell phones. Like, I don't need one, dude. I got my PC. I'm good, right? Every time when I would go down to Tim Hortons, just shit like that, when I was living on my own before the pandemic happened, I always see fucking families or couples just buried their head in the fucking phone, man, when they're sitting at a goddamn fucking restaurant, dude. Like, there's no more interaction.
It's funny that something that was supposed to keep us so connected leaves us disconnected fucking much, bro.
Yeah, that's
we're supposed to be easily able to contact each other, talk to each other and shit, and then it's just like you look at it and we're right next to each other. We could be texting each other. We're right next to each
bro.
other.
Like, what the fuck, man? It's insanity, bro. Because like it makes no logical fucking sense, man, at all. Period. Because that's how you lose that connection with others, man. You know, I'm not saying everybody does it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in generality, like, there's a lot of people that do that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like even me for a while, too, as well, where I cut myself off from the real world, man. I didn't want to be around anybody at the time and shit, bro. That kind of shit. But that also led me to a dark place, but whatever.
Yeah, man.
Well,
cell phones are crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, but speaking of which, sorry for interrupting everyone, but hey, has anyone noticed the name on Fatal's thingy? You know, I'm not going to take the credit for that one, but cool name.
The CHILLCAST one? No, you're taking full credit for that one. I'm giving you full credit for that one.
No.
Even though it was like a logical title, but I just didn't even think of that, dude. I was like, God damn.
I like the name.
Yeah, I dig the name too as well. Like for the CHILLCAST. Yeah, until I get an actual proper name of a podcast, which I'm going to be doing. Like, I want to do that like weekly if I can. I can't do it every day because it's going to drain my data completely. Unless I was on like regular fucking internet, then I'll be good. But yeah,
I can live with that, man.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Speaking of that, let me check my data real quick. Well, because it's almost going on 2 hours. It's almost going on 2 hours, but I'm fine with that because I've streamed longer than that before in the past.
But I have to admit, though, like I always say, it's better to steal a good idea from someone else than to come up with a shitty one. I have to say, I stole this from the guys from that made the Returnal game. You know, they came up with the Housecast, so I figured, like, hey, why don't Fatal have a Chillcast? You know, something like that.
Yeah. And everybody knows that Returnal's my waifu, and I can't even play with her.
Hey, speaking of which, I still need to
to test that out. I know. I'm going to my neighbors tonight. I'm going over to my buddy's place tonight, man, and fucking I'm going to test that over there because I lent their son my PS4 for a while because he was playing like the 360.
But let me know when you get it back, and then we can have it up and running. Though I'm not so far into the game yet, though. But,
yeah, well, what I'll do is tonight when I come back, fucking, or I can test it over there. It doesn't really matter, but fucking, if I don't end up testing it over there, I'll bring the system home fucking when I come home tonight, and then I'll just bring it back there fucking tomorrow. I'll test it out tomorrow with you and shit. Just so I can see how it looks, man. Because I really want to fucking play that game so bad.
I've been on the beginning of the game, though. I'm a little bit slacking on that, but it's more like I have a GTA problem, but that's a different kind of story.
Yeah, I know about that,
yeah. On that game. But I'll get around to it.
And that's another thing too, man. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, to see that a game like GTA 5 that came out right at the end of the PS3 and 360 life cycle, still fucking going, fucking going, and getting another re-release. Like, fuck, man.
But even I'm using the word even worse than that, but in a positive or negative way. It depends on how you look at it. The game is still in the top 10, man. That bitch, it's still selling. A 7, 8-year-old game, man. It's still in the goddamn
Yep.
fucking top 10.
Well,
How is that
okay,
even possible?
one of the
You know?
things, like, do you know how a lot of people say that games that have like a 10-year plan don't work?
Well,
GTA
this one
is
is
going to
gonna
be
have.
living proof of that. No Man's Sky
I was
is
gonna
going to
say,
soon be living proof of that.
yeah,
Like, there are games that can do it. You just got to do it right. Not the way that No Man's Sky did it, no. But I'm saying in the
no,
sense like the way GTA did it. Like the way they did
well,
it, man. Like fucking,
the
I'm not gonna
games are
knock.
still
I'm not knocking Rockstar for that because they deserve all the credit in the world for fucking keeping that game alive for fucking God only knows
the
how long.
thing that they did really well with each update that they brought out. It had something for everyone, you know. There was
Right,
always something interesting in an update. Either it be a new car, or a new clothing outfit, or even a DLC thing in terms of a heist or a mission or whatever, you know.
right.
There was always something in that update, and that what kept people latching onto it. And they still do it to this day, yeah.
Oh yeah, of course they do. Of course they
And
do.
I
See,
gotta give them credit,
that's the
man.
thing that's so funny about them, though. I think they're actually scared of how successful it is because they know they'll never, and I
They
will
can't.
never say never, but it's gonna be hard to top what they've done. Like, look at
I
Red
was
Dead Redemption. It's not,
fact.
it's sold all right, but it didn't sell like that, and the
Nope.
online is completely dead.
It
Like,
fell flat. It fell flat on its face, man. The
hmm
cowboy game, as I like to call it, it fell flat on its face. The gold bar bullshit that they're trying to pull off, and that microtransaction shit, it ain't working, man. Like what Julie said, the game's dead. The game's dead. Ain't nobody playing
yeah.
that bitch.
I
Ain't
know
nobody
they're
playing
probably
that bitch.
afraid of their next release to be, and this is probably why we haven't seen it in so long. Number one, because they're making a shit ton of money off of the current game, but
Exactly.
number
So why
two,
the rush?
yeah,
Yeah? Why the rush?
yeah, they're probably a little bit afraid because the
I'm, I'm,
success
I'm,
of that is
I'm
huge.
picturing Julie like in the office, like, hey, what's up, folks? Man, let's crack again in that bitch, man. I'm counting the money here. You know, he's sitting there
Yeah,
with his cigar, and he's like, nah, man, we good, man, we good.
why would you?
What
Yeah,
up, Savage?
this shit's
Yeah,
crazy.
we good. Nah, man, he's still counting the money. He's like, he's taking a whiff of his cigar, blowing the smoke, and he's like, yo, folks, get your ass working, man. Get back on the GTA 5 on the PS5, man. Fuck that shit.
Yo, a
I'm
lot
still
of
counting the
people
money here, man.
fucking gave up on that shit, bro.
Yeah. That's how I see it, man. And Julie's like, the CEO is like, hey, look, man, don't make me come up there, man. Get your ass back on the game.
Oh yeah,
Oh man, it's crazy though, and that game is actually gonna hit that 10-year indeed, man. Damn.
Yeah,
hmm
yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, it's fucking nuts.
Yep.
But
I know, and that's the crazy part. I don't get it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I can say that as a seasoned player, yes, I'm one of those suckers that actually put a lot of time and not even money into it. I did buy a
hmm
lot of copies of the damn game though. I'm not even joking. I got two on the PS4. I got one on the Xbox One. I got one on the PC, and I got the original on the PS3 actually.
holy
And
fuck.
yeah, I bought 5 copies of the
Jesus
game in total
fucking
over the years, though.
Christ.
I'm not even joking. So I
Yo,
paid
I'm
the
beginning to
shark
think
cut money
that's
out of
that
it,
you just
but
solved my riddle. You just solved the Rockstar problem that
oh,
I've been trying to figure out.
that's a big, that's a
That's a
big part of
huge
it. That's
thing,
why.
dude.
Why do you think they're
I
re-releasing it on
double,
the five
triple,
again, dude, or the
and
new
double dipped, you
consoles?
know, pretty much.
Yeah,
Dude, you
So
quadrupled fucking dipped, yo. What are you talking about?
yeah.
yeah, so I went from PS3 to PS4. I bought the PC version next to it. I bought the Xbox One version, and I bought another PS4 copy to it. You know, and again, I'm gonna
Fucking
buy the PS5
Jesus.
version as well.
Hey, to be fair
Uh,
though, and
So,
no, this is not like a cheap shot at either, Tornado, but that right there, like people that do that shit shouldn't
yeah.
ever talk about a price of a game being a $70 price tag, bro.
Oh no, no, that's a comment that doesn't go to me though. I have no
No, I
problem
know
putting
that's
down
what I'm
money
saying.
on
That's
a
why
game
like I
that
wasn't
doesn't
referring
perform.
to you, yeah, because
I know,
yeah,
no. I'm just saying. For
but
me, it's
just in
not a problem,
generality,
though.
yeah.
Yeah. In all fairness, in my defense, even though GTA is filled with a lot of I don't want to disrespect people playing the game though, but there are some people that are actually scumbags slash degenerates on there, but there are also good people on there. I'd say that the game is going because you can do a lot of stuff in the game. You know that keeps it kind of fun.
hmm
You know you can play golf with each other, you can race, parachute jump, you can sell some stuff, make some money with someone, help someone out if they're just new to the game that they can get their stuff. You know, there's always something going on in the game. So I have a feeling that's
All
kind of
right.
what keeps going on in the game.
All right.
At least from my perspective. Eh?
All right. So you guys got any more topics you want to bring up real quick before we get out of here?
I don't have anyone. Maybe Julie has maybe one or two. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you got any final thoughts there, Dooley, before we get out of here, dude? Because I have to get my ass going. I have to go out and get some shit done, too. For fuck's sakes. But I wanted to at least get one of these done, man, just so I can have it on my channel for right now, dude, man. And I can work on figuring out how I want to approach my next fucking podcast and what I want to actually call it and whatnot.
I was
The name is
surprised to
already
see it was even on.
established.
I was like on YouTube and I was just like clicking around. I was like, what? The OC started the cast. I was like, let me hop in this shit. Right
Hell yeah, bro. Fucking dude, man. You of all people I thought would be like fucking take forever to fucking be on my podcast. Dude, you show up on the first one, dude, man. Yo, respect. Respect.
CHILLCAST. I'm just saying.
You're lucky I was off today. Shit.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, well, I mean, if that's it, then I guess we'll fucking shut this bitch down, even though we didn't even do a proper introduction at all.
Yeah, true. I'll leave that for another time.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I said, I was mainly just doing this one to test out the waters and make sure that the stream ran fine, didn't have any problems and shit like that and whatnot. But mainly my main concern was looking at my data, which is I'm good with that, so I'm fine there. So everything's good. All right, man. So we'll get out of here. I want to thank everybody for popping in the chat and everybody that showed up and whatnot. Feel free to fucking let me know and share your thoughts in the comment section down below if you guys didn't